This morning, we're driving the 2024 Audi SQ8. This has the Prestige package. It has a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 that makes 500 horsepower and 568 pound-feet of torque. That's made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. It has 4-wheel steering, air suspension, and starts at just shy of $100,000. Let's walk you around this SQ8, talk about what it's been like to live with this week, and then we'll take you guys for a drive and give you some driving impressions. We recently drove the Lamborghini Urus, which is very similar to this car, but this is about half the price. So you're getting kind of a discount Urus here, which is pretty cool. This SQ8 rides on these massive 22-inch wheels. These are 285 40R 22-inch Continental cross contact tires. Pretty cool looking LED taillights. You can actually change the design of those in the screen, in the menu. Same with the DRLs. In my opinion, this is one of the better looking vehicles in Audi's lineup, probably their best looking SUV. And in the kind of realm of SUVs in general, this thing looks great. It's not unabashedly trying to be too much of a coupe-like SUV design like some of the other manufacturers. It still has some nice proportions to it. That said though, there are definitely some compromises in the interior with regards to its shape. There just isn't a lot of storage in this thing. You pretty much get a good amount of storage here in the trunk. There's a compact space saver spare tire here, which is very nice to see. Seats fold down. Back seat room is pretty ample. Look at all that leg room. That's really nice. Headroom is pretty good. I'm 5'10", seated behind my driving position. I'm pretty comfortable in here. I'm about maybe 2 inches above my head. You get rear climate controls, rear nets. Latch attachment points are all very easy. Tons of room for car seats back here. The diamond stitching here on these seats is beautifully done. All the materials, all the interior functions here are just, they feel so nice. One of the reasons why we're doing this early in the morning is just so we can see some of the lighting in this interior. I think Audi is one of the only manufacturers doing a really good job with their gloss black interiors. Do I love them? No, they look kind of grungy and dirty after a week or two of use, but when they are clean, they do look really sharp. Bang & Olufsen sound system here. Sounds really good in this SQ8. Let's pop the hood here. Take a look at this 4-liter twin-turbo V8. We've seen this in a number of applications, including the Urus. Sounds great, lots of torque. Auto stop start is a little bit annoying with this SQ8 this week, but you just got to turn it off when you first start up the vehicle. Can't really see a whole lot, but it's all wedged in there with a nice big plastic engine cover on top. Audi used to have the best engine bays. You could actually see their engines. I guess that's not really the case anymore. All right, let's hop inside, show you around the interior just a little bit more, and then we'll take this thing for a drive. You may notice the air suspension is lowered quite a bit because we are in dynamic mode. If we go into all road, that'll raise up. Let's see what that looks like. Seems to rise up pretty quickly. You can already notice the difference getting out of the vehicle. There it goes. A little bit of extra ground clearance, a little bit of extra capability in the snow, maybe off-road, headed to the campsite, etc. These electronic door handles do feel a little bit strange. I like the way the door handle feels when opening from the inside, but from the outside there's a bit of a delay between when you pull the handle and when the door actually opens. Like I said earlier, this SQ8 starts at just shy of $100,000. The Prestige package is a $7,000 option. I'll put all the details on pricing and everything on this particular SQ8 in the description. All you need to know is this is a $124,000 car with a lot of options on it. So getting up there in price, but I will say, as far as interior materials, quality, feel, driving experience, this is a really, really good car. I feel like people are kind of sleeping on Audi these days, and they're quietly making some of the best drivers' cars in the performance luxury space. I really have enjoyed my time in this SQ8. A couple minor complaints, but overall, a really good driving experience. You can see we've got this dual screen layout, very similar to what we've had in a lot of other Audi products. I like it because you get this kind of haptic feedback when you press everything. There's a little bit of vibration and a noise that corresponds with that touch input. They're pretty responsive. CarPlay connectivity has been reliable this week. Some of the setting menus and things are a little bit hidden deep, but a lot of that stuff you'll set up initially and never really touch again. I like the physical, or at least the constant icons for climate down here. That's really useful. We've got a button for parking cameras, etc. An icon there to turn off auto stop start. You can turn off your head-up display right there very quickly and adjust the brightness. I wish there were a quicker way to adjust the brightness of your overall interior lighting, like screens and everything, but there isn't. Pretty much every manufacturer these days has gone away with that physical slider toggle down there. We have a massive panoramic sunroof. That looks nice. Honestly, my biggest complaint about living with this SQ8 this week is that there just aren't a lot of places to put things in this car. Water bottle holders, cup holders, doors, pockets right here. Those are okay. There's kind of this hidden area right here where things can fall back into. There's really no center console storage space except for maybe a phone, and that's got your wireless charging element. There's nothing under here. Glove box is pretty tiny, honestly. You want a sports car experience out of your SUV? Well, you're getting it in a lot of aspects, more than you usually do here with this SQ8. That said though, the interior quality, the materials, all the accents and the lighting here make this feel like a very, very special car to drive around. Here's your reverse camera. I love how Audi's cameras rotate when you turn the wheel. Very cool. Does the same thing with the forward camera. All right, let's take this SQ8 for a drive and see how it does on the road. And we should probably take this out of off-road mode. We'll put it back into dynamic. Love the way this 4-liter twin-turbo V8 sounds. It's muted, it's subtle, but it really makes a good noise. We have paddle shifters behind the wheel. Ride quality, super comfortable. There's even quite a bit of sidewall on these 22-inch wheels. Classic V8 noises here. Good brake pedal feel. Really sharp turn in, four-wheel steer going to work there, even on these all-season tires. A lot of mechanical grip, good steering feel. Love the way this weights up around a corner and powering out dynamically. This is a fantastic SUV to drive. Adaptive cruise control, lane centering system, the driving assistance tech works pretty well here too. Test that out here real quick. The steering can be a little bit aggressive sometimes and get thrown off by some of the lines in the pavement, like right there, didn't really know what's going on. But as long as you keep your hand kind of hovering over the wheel, keep contact on the rim here, it stays engaged and works decently well on the highway. It'll all disable as soon as you hit the brake pedal or hit cancel down here. Very quiet at speed. Not a lot of NVH in this cabin. you get 2 transmission modes, drive and sport, and when you're in sport you can get full manual control. Pedal shifters are super responsive. Love the torque here. V8 just bellows away in the background. I love it. Let's go into an auto drive mode here. You have comfort, auto, dynamic, and then an individual setting, which you can kind of set to whatever. Honestly, if it weren't for the revs sitting a little bit higher in dynamic mode, I would just daily drive it in that mode. This SQ8 is rated for 15 miles to the gallon in the city, 21 miles to the gallon on the highway. Pretty decent fuel economy for something with this level of performance. Lots of configurability here with this digital gauge cluster. You can switch between a couple different views, prioritize your map. There's even an infrared camera, which will show you heat signatures of everything. That's cool. Oh, and then there's the traffic light timer. It basically shows you how many more seconds left you have for the red light. If you maintain a certain amount of speed, you'll make this green light, or the light will turn green in 10 seconds. And mostly it's accurate. Sometimes it gets thrown off a little bit, but after driving it this week, it seems to do a pretty good job of estimating your light timing. Very little body roll here, thanks to those trick sway bars. Super flat around a corner. Really good poise, really good dynamics. A very confidence-inspiring chassis here with this SQ8. You can see there, even in auto mode, this thing drives and handles great. It just figures it all out for you. Out of all the high-performance SUVs that we've tested over the last few years, this is one of the more buttoned-down ones to drive at the limit that we've had. I think, the dynamics here, Audi has really figured out. It seems to all pair very well with the tech. There's a lot going on in the background here, from the active sway bars to the air suspension to the four-wheel steer. It's a complicated car, but it all results in a really nice driving experience. Low-speed drivability is mostly pretty good. On occasion, I'll kind of struggle to really come to a smooth stop, almost like a limo stop, where you blend off the brake pedal right at the end of your deceleration. It seems like the brake pedal is almost over-boosted, and it's really tough to kind of just blend to that last mile per hour. Performance here is just awesome. Here's some clicking, clattering down there from the system. Feel just how stiff and neutral those sway bars make this SQ8. Let's hop outside, take a look at this color in a little bit more detail now that we have some light. This SQ8 is painted in Ascari Blue metallic. Really nice looking color from Audi. A deep, lush blue. Also, you might notice this has a tow hitch. This can tow up to 7,700 pounds. That's pretty darn good. Thanks to air suspension, 500 horsepower. Yeah, it gets the job done. Alcantara everywhere in this interior. Love the gray accents, the carbon fiber. Audi still makes some of the best steering wheels in the business. I wish on their S models, they'd kind of increase the bolstering on them a little bit, give you a few more grip points. This just looks like a regular Audi wheel with some perforated leather. But that said, it is really nice to touch, and everything in this interior just feels so special and so nice. Turning radius is excellent with that four-wheel steering. Do a quick 0 to 60 here at some point in this video. Let's make sure nobody's coming here, and then we'll just rattle one off real quick. That was pretty good. A little bit of wheel spin from those front tires. Dragging shifts so you get maximum acceleration. Not bad. Not bad at all, Audi. I could listen to this V8 bellow away all day long. It's just that perfect deep tone. Traction control automatically comes back on when you re-engage cruise control. That's nice. Let's go in and do a quick sound system test here. Do get a volume knob down there. expecting to be a little bit clearer, if I'm being honest. Not the best sound system in class. Pretty good, but I've heard better from Audi and some of the other manufacturers. All right, so how can we sum up some thoughts on the Audi SQ8? I would say this is a pretty darn good performance SUV, though it does have some compromises. You can't do it all on the SQ8. It doesn't have a lot of storage space inside. Of course, you can go out and get the SQ7 with a third row, more practicality, a little bit less money. Maybe it doesn't drive as well. It's 5%, 10% less exciting at the limit, less good, not as poised, not as dynamically dialed in. But I would probably have an SQ7. It's not as good looking of an SUV, but as a practical proposition for the money, it just does it all so well. This SQ8, though, I think remains one of the best looking SUVs on the market. If that's an important thing to you, it's kind of hard to beat this. This, the Urus, the Cayenne S, they all share a lot of stuff. They all have their differences and their unique traits, interiors, but ultimately it's a similar driving experience between the three. It's a very well calibrated driving experience, like the Cayenne S, like the Urus. It really does do a nice job staying composed and not bouncing around at the limit. You can really push this SUV very hard, and it just drives great. It almost drives like a sports sedan. Not quite, but it's very close. Overall, I'm very impressed with what Audi has done here this week, and for the money compared to some of its siblings, this is pretty good value, I think. 4-year, 50,000 mile warranty on this SQ8, similar to what we see from other brands. Probably going to want to own one of these in warranty. I don't think I'd want some of this stuff in this car to go wrong outside of that warranty. But that said, a really nice time in the Audi SQ8 this week. It's been a pleasure sharing it with you guys today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. We'll walk you around this one more time, and that'll be a wrap on this video. We'll see you guys later. Frameless windows. The Prestige package has dual pane acoustic glass. You can see that right there. Like the RS6, this kind of has these wide rear haunches, almost like box fenders. Oh, let me show you guys how you can configure the front LED DRLs and taillights. So there's some pretty neat menus you can go into here. Not exactly sure where this is, just because I kind of happened on it earlier this week, but I assume it's in light and visibility, exterior lighting, daytime running lights, digital light signatures. Here we go. So you can kind of choose different light designs. That's pretty neat. I mean, it's a subtle change, but something you can definitely customize to your liking. I dig it. There's your display and brightness controls. Head-up display, speed limit, etc.